everyone, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture at Home with me, Anna Rumor, and the newest member of the Real Housewives of Potomac cast, Dr. Wendy Osefo. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, right off the bat, let me touch on your resume for a second. PhD, Johns Hopkins professor, political commentator, mother of three. How was it adding housewife on top of that this year?
Oh, it was very challenging. I felt like I was juggling a million things, but it was definitely fun as well. It gave me an opportunity to do something else that I have not done, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, how did you come to join Real Housewives of Potomac? Had you watched before? Did you have friends who had watched?
It was really organic because myself and some of the ladies, we are in the same social circle, and then we sat on the same board. So it just fell on my lap, the opportunity. And when it did, at first, I did not want to take it because it was so different than anything I've ever done. But then I spoke to my family members and they all were like, absolutely, why not? And so I went ahead and did it. I'm a big fan of YOLO. You only live once. And I don't want to be 90 years old and say, what if? So here I am.
Here you are. And I know that you've been a fan favorite from the start, but you've gotten a little shade from Karen. Speaking of those boards, I know you guys had met obviously before the show, but right off the bat, she says she's not impressed. She's throwing shade on social media. Where is this coming from? You seem great.
I have no idea. I'll let Karen answer that. I'm just here to enjoy this ride and get to know the women on a deeper level, more personal level. And if she's not impressed, then hey, that's fine by me. It's okay. She doesn't have to be.
Exactly. Have there been any other women that you bonded with right off the bat that you didn't expect yourself to bond with, really?
Not necessarily that I didn't expect myself to bond with, but I did bond right off the bat with Robin. There was just a lot in common there. We both have roots in Baltimore. She went to the same college as my husband. Our children are around the same age. Our boys are. So that was really nice. I really enjoyed getting to know her.
And how was it? I feel like you and Ashley were at kind of the same point, kind of different points with her being a first-time mom and you just giving birth. Were you able to step in and give her a little bit of mom TLC there?
It's so interesting because our children are 2 weeks apart. Her son was born before mine. But, I guess, people look at you differently when you're a third-time mom. Even though we go through the same trials and tribulations, my pregnancy with my daughter was the hardest one I've ever had. And then having to juggle, her on top of everything else I was doing. So I wish I got some more TLC, but unfortunately they don't give you the same grace as they give first time moms. So it was difficult. It was definitely difficult.
Yeah, that seems unfair. I mean, how was it starting to film right after adding your baby Cameron to the family?
I know, it's funny because my very, very first scene, I shot that 4 weeks after giving birth. And so it was definitely challenging. It was definitely hard. But again, the ladies, I guess when you've had three, people don't look at it the same way, but it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. You didn't get a special dinner. We're sorry about that.
No, not at all.
Well, and of course, this season, we're seeing these glimpses of the massive fight between Monique and Candace that kind of goes down at the end of a season. And we see just in those brief glimpses that you kind of put yourself in the middle to try and break things up. Can you tell us a little bit about where you stand after that? I know there's the whole Team Monique, Team Candace situation on social media right now.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. If I had a magic wand, I wish I could wave it and it never happened. But, I'm friends with Candace. I was getting to know Monique, and I just hope that they can come together after this. And, I really wish that they can all come together and the group can come together after that incident.
Do you see that? What do you see that would need to happen for that to actually come back together?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that, when you are in a situation and you've experienced a situation, you have to come to your own terms of what you need to be fulfilled. And so I think that each of the ladies have to, decide what it is that they need from the other one in order to feel as though they can move forth. And I just hope that they can one day have that conversation and they can move forth, because, I like both of them. And I think that both of their personalities add a certain dynamic to our group.
Yeah, and what was going through your head in that moment? That must have been insane, just from what we've seen. I'm already get goosebumps when I watch it.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And, I guess just me being a mom, I stepped in, right, as if my boys were going to be fighting or something.
Yeah.
But, I'm one of those people that I'm big on respecting each other and protecting each other. So I just wanted to protect both of them. So I was just, trying to push them apart as best as I can. So,
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah. We needed someone to intervene when Tchalla comes at you next week.
Hello. He is going to attack me. I actually like Tchalla, but I think the thing is, I talk with my hands. I'm a very expressive person when I talk. And so since I was talking with my hands the whole time, I think he saw some signal that meant come, which I did not do. And so henceforth, he attacked me. But I love Tchalla.
I think we all do. He's a breakout of this season.
Absolutely. Breakout star.
Yes. So on a totally different note, I've been loving seeing more of your family life. I've been loving learning more about your Nigerian heritage, meeting your mom, meeting your husband, meeting your kids. What's it been like getting to share that different side of yourself with people?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. My family is my rock. They are my place of peace. And so I'm glad that I got to share them with the world. They really mean the world to me. And so, just sharing that, and then my Nigerian culture, I love that, because growing up, I didn't get to see that. I felt like I was the only person who, spoke Igbo for a little bit. But then, I'm glad that my parents brought me around different, Nigerian communities. So I realized I wasn't by myself, but to have that language spoken on a national platform, is something that, if nothing else, I hope that my children will watch that 20 years from now and feel as though they are seen and their culture is seen as well.
Yeah, well, speaking of that kind of representation, I feel like you have a totally different platform than you usually do leading up to this election, with just a whole different audience of people.
Yeah.
What is that like? And do you have anything that you'd like to accomplish by being able to talk to these different groups of people on a different, totally a different level?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great question. I think for me, the biggest thing is just making sure that people know that their voice matters and that their vote matters, right? It doesn't matter. I'm not here to necessarily say you should vote this way, but I just think that, especially for millennials, just to be engaged, to be active citizens. And so if I'm able to achieve that and, get more people into policy in their local elections, then I'm happy. That's really all I want to do.
Yeah, well, it's working already. I have heard so much about you. The way that you were talking to Cameron about politics before your TV. Do you practice on your kids what you're going to say ahead of time?
I do. I do all the time. Like, if I have my talking points or what I'm thinking about, I often run it by them. They often look at me like I'm crazy. They don't care. But just for me to be able to say it out loud is always good for me, so that they are my sparring partners.
They're going to grow up to be so smart. You're going to get in really early.
I hope so.
Is there anything else this season that you're really looking forward to people being able to see?
Well, I'm really looking forward to people seeing our international trip to Portugal. That was lots of fun. We had some good girl time, and that was really, really fun. And then, I'm just excited for the viewers to see more of my family, to see more of, me and how I'm juggling with motherhood and my career, and just to be able to, get to know me better.
Well, I am super looking forward to the rest of the season. I've loved your dynamic that you're adding to the group, and I can't wait for another season. So,
yay!
Well, thanks for talking with us today. Guys, for you at home, don't miss Wendy Continue to Turn Heads. This week's Real Housewives of Potomac airs Sunday at 9, and we'll talk with you later.